Yo, what's up, YouTube? Zen back at it in the garage. Today's project will be the Z125 Pro here. Not only do we have to clean it a bit, but I mean that's not today's project. But like it's got cracks in the plastics and all that stuff that we're gonna be working on. But first thing is, I want to change out these turn signals here. It's got these I don't know if to say what kind they are. It says how many watts. They look like something from TST. Their website has something similar to this, and I don't care for them. Not my style, and they're not very well put together. They're kind of broken. They look cheap, and you can't see anything. So the plan, if I can find the right tools for this, is to take off these turn signals and put something new on, which should be fun. And of course, the one T handle I need is MIA. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna put on these new Rage Cycle turn signals, which I thought looked really cool. And they look like this. And for $75 freaking dollars, I thought they'd be better. They're double-sided taped. Like, you stick them to the bike. And I know this is Z125. It's not going fast. But still, at least these TST, or I'm going to call them TST, these, I don't know, cheapo ones, they look cheap. They feel cheap. Are mechanically fastened. So what we're going to do is we're going to hybrid this. We're going to take off these mechanically fastened ones, try to break off this plastic, pull all the LEDs out, and then literally attach these to those. Right? We're going to have to wire some stuff. We're going to have to use zip tie them. Really, guys? Use whatever. We're going to set it up right. We're going to do it right. We're going to make it better. And we're going to find some tools while we're at it. Now, I'm assuming that the tool I'm looking for is over here, because it's not. So first thing I gotta do is find the what's it called? The T handle. And I've been moving stuff around in the garage on myself, so it's probably hidden underneath something I don't really need. But you know where it is? It's gonna be over by this because I took the top of the carb off. So it's right here. Voila. Now, LED turn signals on your Z125 Pro are problematic. That's because the relay for turn signals is built into the headlight assembly, or not the headlight assembly, the instrument cluster. So there's a there's a relay somehow in this that controls the turn signal's flash rate. So if you've got a non-LED, you're fine. But if you start putting LEDs in there, they're gonna not work properly. They're just going to stay on the whole time. So to do that, a lot of these companies will sell a secondary relay. Okay, didn't sound good. You then wire in, which this already had on it when I bought it. So we're good to go. After I take these two off, the whole front headlight assembly should flip down, basically. I think. Can't remember how this thing works. It's been a minute. There's like Loctite on these. Weird. I don't remember Loctite in myself. Okay, that one's out. I'm just gonna fish the bolt out. And there's like red Loctite? Really? Who did that? That wasn't me. This one's behind a hose. Looks like the brake hose. So it's a little caught up on that. I think we'll be able to fish it out. Not a problem. There we go. Headlight assembly flips forward. This is how you can change your headlights too. And then we have to look at these wires. How did they do these? These are done very poorly. Okay. So the relay I think is under. Oh, here's the relay over here. They've taken some wires out of here and plugged some stuff in. I'm not going to get into that, but there's ways to do it. There's probably another video. But mine came with it. Already done. Oh my lord, stop it. Zan, stop it. Oh, I'm done. Okay, let's see how they assembled these, the previous owner. Looks like they took the factory ends and probably just twisted them together. They probably didn't really do any wiring. So start with this one. Let's take it out. Oh, we're not going to be able to take it out because factory wiring is going to be too big for this. Oh no, it worked. Yay. So I've fixed this once. I have glued all around this to make sure this stayed together because this was falling apart. And I hate it. So we're going to fix that. Let's unwrap all this electrical tape here. See what we're dealing with. Okay, plug. Oh, no, it just came apart. Okay, so it was like it's half done properly. And I'll forgive them for this, but we'll make it right. So, looks like they cut the two wires and then just shoved them in the quick release ends and crimped the quick release ends on them. So what I'll end up doing is I think they gave us pre-cut wires, what we'll do, and they gave us some heat shrink tube. We'll actually solder that together and make this a solid connection once we test them. And to test them, I probably should have brought a key for it, but you know, why would we do that? Drawer, perfect drawer. My favorite cutter of zip tie heads. Voila. Oh. Get out of there, you little punk. Perfect. Done. Sold. So where'd he go? Right there. So we'll take this guy and we'll take a blade. Let's just take my blade around it. This thing came off before so easily, and I glued it back together like a smartass. Plan C. Damn, I glued this thing way too well. So I broke it apart. I'm shooting pieces of plastic all over my garage now. Get the Dremel out. We're going to smooth some of this out. This doesn't look great. Oh well. Okay. So I'm just going to break off some more of this plastic that's half glued on here, half not. Yeah, we'll get some. We'll get some. We don't even care too much. It's gonna sit there. We might modify this whole darn thing in a minute. If we can't get it to do what we want it to do. Okay, so we're gonna grind it down a bit, but this is gonna be backwards mounted like that. And then bolted on. Right? That looks good to me. Oop, if we can get the wire back through. That is. There we go. Now, we got a Dremel here. We're just going to use the, we got a grinding bit on it, which is going to be way overkill. But we'll go slow. We'll go low. We'll do this by hand, just. Alright, cleaned the edges up just so they're not sharp. Got a lot of the glue off, and I scuffed up the surface a bit. The reason I did that was, where's the new piece? I want this glue to have something to stick to, and this is extremely shiny and like smooth, and I was afraid that the tape from this would not hold. Took a double-sided, what's it called? Like foam tape, like a 3M. Like a 3M, like a body or a trim holding tape, like a foam backed. It's pretty cool. Hope it works. Okay, let's stick it on there. We're gonna rip this in half, get it off of there. Done. Then I just want to make sure that you're not going to see this thing overlapping at all. Which you shouldn't. Looks like there should be good. Interesting. Nope, smaller, a smaller bit. It seems like smaller. Do I have a small? This one? Yeah, that screw was not tight at all. You'd expect for $74 to make sure your screws are all tight. Okay, good enough. So now this will go back in where it was. Wait. Jeez. Everything out of order today in my brain. And this is mostly because the way I'm going to build this bike is I have to redo some of these plastics. So I didn't want these to be permanent structures or permanent fixtures on this bike. I needed them to come off at some point because I'm going to have to fix this front fairing because it's been glued and like I'm not going to be able to get it all 100% apart. Okay, so we've got 2 strands of wire here, which are very, very long. A little overkill if you ask me. But for test purposes, we're not going to solder yet. We're just going to make sure these look good. Okay, where's my bike connector? I moved everything around on myself. I lost it again. Got it. Okay. Making the assumption that green is red. Okay, now I gotta go find the key to this, which normally is there if I'm out here, but I forgot it. So we gotta run inside, grab the key, we'll be back, we'll test it. All right, got the key, we're back in the garage. I'm just gonna hold this up. Let's start off with the ones I'm replacing. Okay, see from the front, it's tough to see. Like if you're out in the daylight, you can't see that at all. Let's try this one. Okay, I like that better, but, oh. Okay, I'm pinching a wire somewhere, but let's, oh, okay, so these must be left and right maybe? That makes more sense to me, the way it looked. Let's pull this out of the whole thing. Okay, not the whole thing apparently. Let's just pull it out of here. Interesting. It's not all the way around. I thought it was going to be 100% of the way around. So, what I'm going to do is I guess I'm going to install them like this. I think that'd be the best way to do it. Most visibility forward on the bike. It's really for front people crossing in front of me. So let's install it like that. What was I touched wires? Bad idea. Bad wires. Bad wires. No. Bad wire. Get out of the wire. Okay, let's just turn the bike off and then we won't cross anything and blow any fuses. Oh, I guess. Look at the side profile of the bike. I guess really that's the way they're supposed to be installed. It kind of follows the profile of the bike that way. So let's get that back on there. I thought these were LEDs all 100% of the way around this thing. So the whole thing will let up. Pictures online are a little deceiving of that. Let's get it tightened in there. This looks good. Raining now. Okay, let's turn it back on. So, again, so maybe these are supposed to be, no, these are supposed to be this way. Still hit it. Okay, so, it's very dim, in my opinion, and tough to see compared to, that's very bright. Ooh, it's not, it's gonna be a little harder to see from the side. Actually, it's not. It's, I think it's, get off my head for a second. I think it's actually easier to see on the side. I think it's just brighter overall, which is better visibility, which is really what I was going for with this. One visibility. Were they worth $75 though? Hell no. would never pay $75 for turn signals again. I don't think those are just a little crazy in my opinion. Especially if it went all the way around, if they're mechanically fast, and little things that would make it worth. Why does that keep doing that? Oh, well, that's entertaining. The headlight plug wasn't actually fully plugged in over here. It was loose. That's what was loose. It wasn't the hole. It wasn't the bulb. Any of that. It was actually the whole headlight plug just came apart in my hands. Hey, look at that. We're good to go there. Okay, so next step is disassemble the other headlight or other turn signal. Wire this one up. Solder these wires together so they're not just loosey-goosey. Heat shrink them. Should be a good time. And then assembly. Yeah. And then we can't go for a ride today because it's friggin' raining. Sadly, oh, we're twisting the wire. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I think this is be better visibility on the road. Especially this is such a small bike, people aren't paying attention anyways, so a little extra. Jet Lawrence beating Hunter Lawrence for Moto 1. Love it. We're at Southwick, so you guys can figure out when I did this now. I wonder if I can slide this whole thing up. Yes, okay, good. I want to get some more, some room on there to solder. It's a bit much wire, so we got to prepare a soldering area because I put it all away. I have a couple cases in the way over here, which is fine, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Okay. Another thing that they could have done better is there are 4 wires and there are 2 pieces of heat shrink tube. And yeah, you probably can get away with cutting this thing in half, having enough, but I'm going to get more heat shrink. And then they give you 4 zip ties, which I love my zip ties. No idea what we're going to end up doing with these, but we're gonna figure it out in a bit. Save them for later. And then we get to the other side. So I'll turn the bike off. Let's not waste the battery on it. Just disassemble the passenger side, the right side of the bike. Stage left, of course, because it's more mirrored on my head. Yep, same thing. They were just slipped in there. Now this one, being original, and I haven't taken this one apart yet. The other one fell apart on me. This one might be a little easier to get apart so I didn't glue it. I broke it already. Dropped it already. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just break everything apart. I figured if I got the blade in there, worked my way around, we'd be able to break this apart, but we'll see. I wonder if a small screwdriver would actually be better. Like very small, like tiny small, like this guy. Let's get this off my bench. We're not going to break this one. We're going to actually pull it apart properly. Maybe. Okay, so if we get our blade along the side of this, there we go, popped it out at one side, It's like there's just very small pieces of glue around the outside holding this on, I think. I'm just working them just enough to pop them loose. Hopefully without breaking much. Though, really, I mean, I'm going to throw out the case anyways. Oh, they were glued to the surface. I get it now. Yeah, there's a little bit of glue on the whole thing. That's all it was. We're going to hold on to the LEDs themselves. This board, because why not? This one's actually going smoother than the last one because I didn't have to break it all apart. Don't really get this through because of all the tape. Oh, rip the wire. Close enough. Didn't really care about the wire. This one, the wire came out of the tape and heat shrink properly. Cool. So those will be thrown in the box and forgotten about. That'll be thrown out. This is the other side. This one's nice and clean. There's no problems with it, so we can just tape this thing right on there. And to tape it on there, we're gonna do the same exact thing, backwards, of course, but working. There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. May not look the best from the front because you're going to see this extra gap here, but it's what I want. The other thing we could do is we could take this off at some point, 3D print a spacer that goes in there, that glues in there, that then has the threads on it again, redo this whole process, which I'll probably end up doing at some point, and we'll get it right. But for now, we're going to call it good enough. Super good enough. So now it's time to rewire these things, get them right. So the right side of the bike is gray, I think. Or is it black? It's gray. And the left side is black. So got to keep that in mind when you're wiring these. You want to keep your connectors the same. Or okay, I guess it really doesn't matter as long as they both fit. But I want to keep my connectors exactly the same. It looks like Aaron Plessinger went off the track. Darn it, I like him. So on my messy desk here, we're going to do some work. We'll see in my lap it looks like. Got our beautiful heat shrink tubing on here, which I feel like we could go much smaller size than that. So let's find smaller heat shrink beef jerky. Soldering iron, check. Solder, unchecked. Let's just get the soldering iron out. And I used to have a, there's the solder, there's everything else I need right there. I used to have a, all this stuff in one box, like electronics box, but half the stuff goes inside the house, half it stays out here. It's a rough setup. So let's do soldering over here. Let's start working on this desk, cleaning some stuff up over here. Alright, YouTube, I've got my soldering-ish station set up. I've got my two wires wrapped around each other here with a little bit of solder on each one, just put a dab on each. I'm going to heat them up a touch. This thing should be warm, okay. Oops, don't twist on me there. Come on, come back here. And there's a little tool I have somewhere, helping hands. That would have kept that a little bit better in place. It should be good. A little warm still, but we'll be okay. Can't be too warm, or when you put the heat shrink over it, it'll start to auto shrink down. Then you won't be able to get it all the way over. It should be good. It's a little blobby, but it should work just fine. Okay, heat shrinks over it. That'll protect it once we warm that up from any water infiltration. Now these ones I'm not going to pre-tin. I put some solder on the last two, and it was a little tougher to get them in the line, like to twist together. I'm just going to twist these together. Throw my soldering iron underneath. Some solder on the iron itself. Let's see if we can get it to bite. Come on. You can do it. Heat up. There it goes. Just want to get it all on those wires. Perfect. Didn't have enough solder. Voila. That should be one done, basically. I just need to find my lighter. Check on the race. Beautiful. Now we'll heat these up. You guys can probably tell those are shrinking right around the wire. That'll create a more waterproof seal. I'm not gonna say it's 100% waterproof because there's always a chance that water can get in there, but waterproof enough-ish. Now we can take this end and pull that casing clear out of it. There we go. Makes it look nicer. One down. Now we just have to reassemble this into the bike, which is very easy. Just feed her through. Put it in. Wait this way. The other way than what I wanted to do originally. I wonder what the oh no, I think the original turn signals were like. I don't think I have a bike here. Heather's bike's turn signals, they stuck out a ways. Now, if you guys watch this far in the video, feel free to let me know below. I'm thinking of doing like a scooter Saturday is what I'm going to call it. It's going to be on Z125. Basically, I'm going to run around a town in Buffalo. Either I'm thinking like go through Depew, maybe like Akron or something, smaller towns. Just do a day or just do a quick ride through one of those towns on like a Saturday morning or something. Let me know if that's anything that would interest you guys. I do it on a Z125, so you keep it slow. Okay, let's just make sure. Love it. Okay, that should feel so much brighter already. Okay, now I was telling you guys about the relay. Right, that disables the turn signal up here. You can't see that anymore. It looks like whoever spliced it, put it there, and then it's hanging by a zip tie. So whatever. Yeah, one. So turn the bike off. I'm gonna solder up the next one. We'll get it installed. We'll have a look at the bike, and we're done for the day. It's a quick, easy project for me. There we go. Both of them are on. This will be a little better moved, but whatever. This one works. That one works. Yeah, I like them. What do you guys think? Would I pay $75 for these again? No, not a chance. I think they look cool, but the build quality, especially with like the bolts, don't even sit flush in this thing, or like I don't know if you can see, but like they're not. I think the build quality could be better for $75. I mean, they're bright, they look good, and I think they're better than what I had, but probably could have gotten cheaper ones. Even probably could have gotten official Kawasaki ones that are cheaper. But now at least they're removable. so that I can remove this headlight housing at some point and fix the or repaint it and fix the cracks in it. So I've been Zanrith. This has been the Z125 Pro. These have been new rage cycle turn signals that have been installed. And get any questions, let me know. If not, you guys ride safe. Make sure you're visible.